Continue our discussion on Meterpreter. Today, I want to talk about two of the plugins for Meterpreter. But before we go there, one of the things that I forgot to mention in the last video was Rev to Self. Uh, so if you use Get System, then you can change your privileges to a system account, right? Now, once you have done that, if you want to go back to the original user with which you had got Meterpreter, you can use a command called rev to self, which will revert the Meterpreter to the original user with which you had got the Meterpreter. Wanted to mention that before we move on with the other concepts in Metasploit. Now, today we are going to talk about two plugins which are very useful for post-exploitation, and we will see how those works. One is scraper. So if you just say run scraper, once you are inside the Meterpreter, you can run this tool and you can see that it will start gathering the data. But you will also notice that I am not seeing any data here, and why you will see very soon. Okay. It has completed processing for everything. So now I can just say loot. Loot is not in Meterpreter context. Okay, that's fine. So I can say cd. I can go to my home directory, go to MSF4 folder. Inside MSF4, we can check there is a logs folder. Come. Okay. Help. Okay. We can basically run a find command here, and we can see that the logs are getting collected in log scraper, right? So now we can go to this folder, and here we can see the output of 192.168.70.75.135, and with the timestamp, if we go inside this, you can see various text files. These are the registries that have been dumped from the remote system. So you can see that they are the complete registries from the remote system, and they are HKCC, CR, CU, LM, and HKU. There's also a env file which shows you the current environment variable set for the user which is dumping this, which is running this script. There is also a hashes.txt. These are the hashes that you can dump with pwdump or other Windows utilities, something similar, right? And actually, you can dump it in here also. You can just say hash dump, and it will show you the same thing that we are getting from hashes here. Man, okay. Uh, then you have local group, nethood, network, services, shares, all kind of information that you would like to get from the remote system. So instead of running these commands manually, one by one, you can just use this scraper command, and it will dump everything for you. It will show you all the users, it will show you all the groups, networks, and so on and so forth. There is another good one which is called as WinEnum. So you can say run win similar to your scraper. It will also collect various outputs from various other commands. I generally use WinEnum rather than scraper because one, it gives me the location of the output directly. I don't have to search for it. Two, it collects much more information than scraper does. And you can see all the commands that it is executing to get those outputs, right? So you don't even have to think about what commands it is running. It will actually show you the command that it is running, and then you can see those. Uh, so you can, as it says, output of each individual command is saved to this folder. So you can just say cd and then go to that folder, and it will have all the files that are collected because of the output of the various commands. So for example, let's say I wanted to see all the products listed on the remote system. Then there is programs list, right? There is nothing specifically installed, so it doesn't show anything. But if I wanted to see the firewall configuration, then I can see that, and so on and so forth, right? All the commands are specifically listed here very nicely, and you can see each of these uh, as you would on a command prompt on the remote system. Talking about command prompt, if you want to get to a command prompt from the Meterpreter session, you can just type a shell here, and whether you are on Linux or Windows, you will get a shell. On Windows, you will get a command prompt, which is cmd.exe, and on Linux, you will get the default shell that is configured for the user. But in either of those cases, just a shell will give you this command prompt, and as you can see, we can use all the commands here as you would use on a command prompt in a Windows environment. So those are the two very important things that I wanted to talk about today. Hope this is useful. Thank you.